Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today is Saturday, April the 2nd. I hope all of you survived on April Fool's Day without any jokes being pulled on you. I did. Thank goodness. Before I start rambling on, I just want to give a big thank you to everyone who attended my live stream on Thursday night. It was so good to see all of you there. I had almost 300 at the top viewership. I think it got up to 296. So thank you so much. And I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did. We just had a lot of fun, and I was in a good mood. I had gotten over my crying jag from earlier that day, from the shock of finding that it's possible that somebody's been stalking me by putting a GPS device on my car. Probably 90% of my comments have suggested that this device was on my car when I purchased it. I have it in the car with me because I have the SIM card with me, so I was thinking I might take it into one of these small shops, like a repair shop where they repair cell phones and other electronic equipment, and see if maybe they have a SIM card reader that they could put it into a device for me and let me know if there's any information on it. I'm sure there is. I don't think a SIM card ever loses its memory, but I just wanted to let y'all know that many of you suggested that it was on my car, and that's very plausible scenario, because many of you know that this is a used car. It's a 2008 Toyota Camry, and I did buy it from the Toyota dealership in New Jersey. I bought it in 2010. For some reason, I was thinking that I had bought it in 2012, mainly because it had so many miles on it when I purchased it. It had a lot of miles on it. Had I think 55,000. So, I just decided, when I found this device, I thought, well, that's probably, why it was on the car, because it wasn't a buy here, pay here thing. Jill paid for it, and then I paid her back over time. So it wasn't something that they, had to track. But I figured it was probably a company car, because it did have all those miles on it. And I thought, well, it's probably driven by a salesman or somebody that's on the road a lot. And, of course, the company who is reimbursing him for the mileage, they're definitely wanting to keep track of the miles to make sure that they aren't being cheated. So that was very plausible. But then I was looking at it, and it's so tiny, y'all. It's not even 2.5 inches. It's tiny. And y'all remember, I know my sister and her husband, he did a lot of work. In fact, they lived in Belize for about 10 years. He did a lot of work there, and he was always on the phone because he had these truckers that were hauling, the materials for him. And back then they had these it was called a mobile phone or a car phone, and those things were humongous. So I was thinking, well, electronics back in 2010 and 12, they were huge. I wasn't even sure that they had GPS technology then. So like I said, I wasn't too worried about it until I talked to a representative with the company, and I had already done my research because I wasn't going to start calling QuickLink and bothering them and, taking up their valuable time on something that was ridiculous. So I had already done a little research, and I saw where QuickLink, the company wasn't even established as far as the research and development. Wasn't even established in Shanghai, China until 2009. And this device was first sold in the United States in 2018. And I know my insurance company has no reason to be tracking me. I've never committed any type of breached any type of protocol with an insurance company. So I've always paid my premiums on time, and don't even think I've ever been in an accident. What happened in this car, the accidents that I have been was somebody else's fault when they bumped into my bumper that time. When I lived in New Jersey, somebody hit my bumper, and then the guy at the post office hit my door, and we never filed a claim on that. So they have no reason to be tracking me. But I want to thank all of y'all for trying to calm my nerves down and make me feel better by suggesting that it was probably an old tracker that's been on there since I bought the car used. However, a tracker that wasn't manufactured until 2018, it's impossible that it would have been on my car in 2010. So I just wanted to mention that to y'all, and also to say that I'm not going to keep telling this story over and over. I'm not going to keep harping on it as the way we describe things down in the South. I'm just going to update you on the information as I get it, when I can and if I can. It just depends on whether or not, I pursue it after I find out who it belongs to. It's, I realize that, just because the police, the local precinct did not take a report, that's not going to deter me from investigating this. I have other avenues to explore. I believe there is either a website or a phone number I can call. People who represent Jackie's Law. They can probably direct me in the right area to explore, to find out if it is a stalking incident. But I reckon when you're important and you're a famous YouTube star, there is that possibility that somebody is obsessed with you and wants to know where you are all hours of the day. I do have some people who used to support me back in the beginnings of my channel, and people were threatening me and putting out a lot of hate on me and everything, and having live streams and talking about me and doing all this disgusting, despicable stuff. I remember one of the comments said they were talking about where I had moved, where they thought that I was living when I moved from New Jersey to New York. And they were saying, it was even after I showed the basement apartment. And I remember one of the trolls, I have the comment and a screenshot. He said, her car is parked in front of the steps tonight. I mean, how did he know that? I know there's Google Earth, but I don't think there's a Google Earth that's going to show where Glenda Sullivan's car is parked at night. So I'm thinking, if maybe he was the one that was stalking me. He's not on YouTube anymore, but I know his name, and I can definitely find where he's living. He could be in jail. I don't know. He disappeared from the internet, which was a good thing. Good riddance. But I do remember, I've got a whole folder of screenshots and all kinds of proof of being stalked over the years. I mean, just like the woman, the thief that was trying to steal my food the other night. All she has to do, knock on the door and tell me she's hungry and ask for help. I would have given it to her. Nobody has to put a GPS device on my car. All you got to do is ask me or watch my videos, and you know where I am day and night. I'm not trying to hide my whereabouts from anybody. I don't do anything illegal or inappropriate. And also I wanted to thank the ones who so generously contributed the other night on the live stream, and who were willing to help me come up with the money to pay to get this car repaired. I still have a few other repairs. In fact, the engine light is still on. So I asked the mechanic, I said, can't you at least make the engine light go off, and he can't because it needs a new exhaust system. But I knew that I could continue to drive it, even though it needs a new exhaust system. But at least the oil has been changed, and it has a new alternator and a new battery, and that's the most important thing now. And it's paid for. I paid cash for it yesterday, and I gave the Uber driver a nice tip, and oh, he was so excited. He thought I had made a mistake. I said, no, I've been blessed. Someone blessed me with a donation to help me pay for the repairs on my car, and I want to pay it forward. It's a good feeling. Paying it forward is not a practice that I get to perform very often because I can't afford it, but if I can, I will. Even if it's just doing something for somebody, physically doing something, or just, being there for someone and listening to them and trying to give them comfort and understanding. Now, I know there are a lot of y'all who are really close to me, and I do appreciate that, and I don't take it lightly that, you're very attached to me, and my emotions, they become entangled in your emotions. And if I'm depressed and crying and upset, then you feel the same way. And many of y'all have expressed that in emails to me and text. And I want to let you know that I'm sorry I did not make that video to upset you in any way, shape, or form. So please forgive me for that if I did upset your emotions and cause you to feel unhappy and depressed also. I'm so sorry. So let me go finish. I have to go to the post office and buy a money order and get this rent in the mail. Just got to get back on my feet. Being without a car for nearly a whole week sure set me back. So y'all don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share my videos. And if you're new here, or if you're old here and been here a while and haven't subscribed yet, I would love it if you would subscribe and give me that support. It makes a big difference.